on already.
How did everything start today? Because I think you guys got out here around 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, registration started around 7 o'clock, and it was great to see some guys at the door waiting when everybody showed up. So that was, a great sign. About 20, 30 guys already here. And, they started about 9, warmed them up, and put them through some shooting drills, showed them some plays that they'll do when they play today, and just been scrimmaging ever since then.
When you looked at the roster, did you see any name that popped out? Like, oh, I remember him, or that guy? Or...
Yeah, there was at least 10 to 12 guys who I know of, may know personally, played with or against, and all know their names. And it was really intriguing to see them out here. And it's always good to have, in a setting like this, having talent at that level is a big deal. And I think across the board, the talent level was a lot higher than expected. So I was very excited about that.
In a situation like this, where it's really mostly guys who don't know, is there one thing you're looking for when you get that first impression?
It's just guys who know how to play. It's difficult to really evaluate guys' games in a situation like this. It's quick games. It's playing with guys they don't know. Guys probably playing out of position. So we really stress the guys that just play the right way. Don't try and do anything out of character. Play with your teammates and play hard. And we're looking for guys with good character. So I think it's pretty easy to evaluate guys who can exhibit that. And I think from there we move on. If we have to evaluate them further, we'll do so.
What's a realistic expectation for the guys that you're seeing, as far as guys you want to bring in for your training camp?
Expectations in regards to what?
As regards to play, as regards to what you're looking for, what kind of role would a person like that have coming into camp? You're looking for somebody who can really make contribution, can fill out the roster?
We're looking for a basketball player. Like I said to them when we first addressed them, Jonathan Simmons was in the exact same situation as they were. He doesn't hide the fact that he borrowed $150 from his mother to come to the tryout. She thought he was going to fix his car. And, he's now a multi-millionaire. He's got a multi-year contract in the NBA. And I stressed to him that he was sitting in the exact same seat as those guys were just a few years ago. He made it to the G League team, then got called up by the San Antonio Spurs the following year. He was on the San Antonio Spurs on a guaranteed contract, and then the Orlando Magic signed him to a multi-year contract. So he was, when people, it's cliche when people say if you see it, you can believe it, or, just if you strive for something, it's attainable, but it's really true. And I feel like I was living proof of that as a player, and Jonathan Simmons is even more so, especially for these guys in this situation. So, I told them not to take it for granted and don't take this situation lightly, because it is a big opportunity.
Pops, you had to have somebody tell you that's it, or it's time as a player. With the open tryout aspect of it, you got a lot of guys that are literally putting their money where their mouth is. How do you, with sensitivity, think you're going to tell these guys, thank you, but no? I mean, it's especially for guys like this where they're putting their own scratch into the game to try to make this team.
Well, you didn't have to open up an old wound by saying my career's over. I still get excited when I see these guys out here, and I was like, what, let me get some oil in these things.
My career's over in 5th grade.
But yeah, I think one of the reasons why I did decide to retire early to get on this side of the game was because I've been in similar situations. I've been cut from multiple NBA teams, and I've been in a situation where I thought, I was, good enough to make it, and I was told, one way or the other that, it wasn't meant to be, and those situations were painful. And I always told myself if I ever had an opportunity to be in this situation, to do this job with integrity, and always do this job to the point where I'm honest and, really see the human side of things and help guys out in that regard, because these are, every single person out here has a dream. Nobody's just out here to, waste their money to come out here and to play pickup. They really want to attain a goal, and so I don't take that lightly. So our elimination process is unique because we're not gonna tell anybody like right in front of everybody that they didn't make it. So we'll go about things a little differently, and the guys that we like we'll probably reach out and and contact and go from there, because it's, like I said, this is a great opportunity, and we really want guys to feel like they got the best of this opportunity. So, I really am sensitive to that side of things, because I think the human side is a big part of this, because somebody's dream. You never want to be the reason why somebody's dreams were shattered. So, definitely got to be sensitive to that.
At what point in your career did you start thinking about having interest in being in a front office?
Pick the third or fourth time I was cut. I don't know. No, it was. You know what it was? I retired and I was working with the NBA Players Association, and I just noticed that there was an area that former players had to get on this side of the game, because I felt like we can understand where a lot of these guys are. We've been through what they're going through. I always use Keon Doolin told me, let my testimony be a test. Everything I've been through, any guy in the G League, in the NBA, overseas, I've either seen it, done it, or heard it before. So when I knew I had that experience, and I was considered a journeyman. A lot of people would look down on that as a knock on somebody's career, but for me, I always look at it as it made me the man I am today. I've been through a lot, I've experienced a lot, and it's allowed me to be in this position in front of you guys right now. And I really, I really take that seriously, because, surgery here or I haven't made a team there. I really, my career could have gone another way. I probably could have still been playing in the NBA. But again, I wouldn't be standing here if that wasn't the case. So when people ask me if I would do things differently, I always tell them not at all, because it makes me the man that I am today, and it's giving me the opportunity to better serve these guys and understand the opportunity that they have and the situation that they're in.
How cool is it you can do it here? This is kind of a full circle. I covered you at GW. We're getting old. We're getting really old. But to have you come back, and I was excited when I heard that you were going to be the GM and stuff. How excited
Not
were you?
as excited as I was.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what I was going to say. How excited were you knowing what the area means to you and what you mean to the area and things of that nature?
It's tough. When I even got called in for the interview, I didn't sleep the night before, because it was literally the perfect situation. Like I said, I got on this side to try and get in this position, and I knew the best case scenario would be if I had gotten with the Wizards G League team, or just in the Wizards organization, period. And when I got the call that I had gotten the job, I almost shed a tear, because it was that emotional and that special to me, because having gone to school here, this is pretty much like my second home. I spent most of my adult life in the Washington D.C. area. This community, this city has embraced me as a player, and one thing I stressed when I was going through my career and playing in the area, I played at Berry Farms outside. I just loved the way the people of DC, the community, embraced me. I'm from London, England, by way of Ghana, and I'm not from here. And every time I stepped on the court, they embraced me like I was one of their own. Same when I was at GW, same when I would come back as a NBA player when I would play against the Wizards. So it was really serendipitous that I'm in this position, and I don't take it lightly. I really feel like it's a blessing for me to be here, and I just want to make sure I do my best to serve these players, this organization, this community the best that I possibly can.
Good. Thank you, sir.